Whakalopalahi atu. Welcome to Pasifika Wire. In this episode, we talk to one of the Pacific's leading health experts, Dr. Colin Whanotau Tukuitonga. The Associate Dean Pacific for the University of Auckland Faculty of Medical and Health Sciences reflects over the past year on the global COVID-19 pandemic, the impact on students, health and well-being of the Pasifika community, the importance of the vaccine, and why he believes we need to forego the upcoming Auckland Pasifika Festival for the third year running.
My name is Colin Tukuitonga. I am the Associate Dean for the Pacific Program at the Medical School here in Auckland. And as well as that, I'm an Associate Professor of Public Health.
Dr. Tukuitonga, you've served on an international, national, regional scale, Director General for Pacific Community, Commissioner for World Health on Ending Obesity, as a prominent leader in tackling health issues for the Pasifika community across Aotearoa and the Pacific region. Can you just share some of your reflections over the past year and what a year it's been in 2020 regarding the global pandemic?
Yes, and what a year indeed. I mean, it's, the word unprecedented has been used a number of times, but I think it's true. We've never seen anything of this scale and impact in 100 years, I'm told. So it's been profound. The good news first is I think that most of our Pacific neighbors in the islands have managed to keep COVID out of their communities, with the exception of a few like Fiji, who's had cases, but they've been able to contain it. So I think overall the impact in the islands, they've been fortunate in being able to keep the pandemic out. The challenge now, of course, is that can't continue forever because there are residents who rely on private sector activity, tourism, for example, for their livelihood. In terms of here in New Zealand, I think there's been sufficient comment on the fact that New Zealand has done really well compared to other countries in the world. I mean, there's no doubt there's been a negative impact, again, particularly around income and jobs for Pacific people and Māori. But overall, the way our leaders have managed the pandemic has been exemplary, I think, and we've been able to enjoy things that simply not possible elsewhere in the world. We're not out of the woods yet. I think the vaccination program will have a material impact, but overall, so far, I think we've managed the pandemic reasonably well. It's been difficult, obviously, for students. The university has tried to accommodate the changes and moved a lot of the teaching online, for example. But I'm aware that some of our students, particularly Pacific students, don't have the necessary devices and connections in order to do that. So the online teaching has been a plus for some, but obviously a challenge for others. I'm aware that some of the Pacific students in particular have had to delay their studies so they can help out with the family requirements like part-time jobs, and some of them have had to suspend their studies. That's obviously not good. And just the disruptions of the lockdowns have been difficult for students to manage, particularly sudden lockdowns like the one that we've just had, because, they're preparing for an exam or some important event and they've then got to stay at home and being locked down. This latest lockdown has been an issue because we were just getting ready for welcoming them to the start of our first semester, and that's been disrupted. I should also say a word about the teachers, the lecturers, because of the decline in the number of international students. Universities up and down the country haven't had the income that they need, and so it's had an impact on the teachers, and some of them have opted to leave or take early retirement.
Sure.
So it's been a negative impact on them as well. I've also observed, of course, the really good relationship between the students themselves, and they do a lot of that mutual support activities. So my sense of it is it's not been a major issue with the students. I think the disruption, the lockdowns affecting their activities and their study has been more of the issue. And I imagine it's hard for them to keep motivated with the changes, but that's the reality with which we find ourselves, and it's important to try to do the best we can to contain the pandemic. I've been on radio already, Gladys, saying that I think the festival should be cancelled. I know that this will be a disappointment for many people, particularly because I think we haven't had the Pacifica for the last 2 years. But, given the uncertainty and the risks involved, I think, and the fact that people need as much time as possible, my own view is, given the fact that we wouldn't have got our vaccination program rollout that well established, I think the prudent thing to do is to cancel Pacifica this year. And as I say, I know that's not what people want to hear, but I think that's the right thing to do.
That was Dr. Colin Fonotau Tukuitonga. Thanks for listening. Visit our website at www.pacificawire.com. We welcome you to like us on Facebook, LinkedIn, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can listen to the full podcast with Dr. Tukuitonga on Spotify. Whawhatai, ma'ina manawia.